Hello, Taurus. My name is Missy, and I am here to do the bullshit and the blessings for the second half of August. I'm going to go ahead and get right into my disclaimer, and then I will explain what we're going to do with the reading. So these readings are meant to be timeless and general in nature. If the details fit for your situation, then the reading is meant for you. But if they do not, please do not try to make them fit, as that will do more harm than good and is definitely not my intention. I am not a doctor, lawyer, or accountant. If you need advice in any of those areas, please consult a professional. And please do not do something simply because I suggest it in one of these videos. You are an adult who has responsibility for your own life. Please use that responsibility to your advantage. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get some general energies for the second half of August with our two oracle decks here. We'll get some details with our tarot deck, and then we'll do a quick pick card to look at any romantic energies. Excuse me. And then we'll go ahead and look at some charms. So let me get these cut. Excuse me for coughing. So we have parenting on the bottom of the deck. We'll see how or if that even is going to play into the reading here in a minute. I don't know what my deal is today. Every time I try to shuffle the cards, I'm fumbling it. We have the song Warrior, The Warrior by Scandal. All right. Patience. Excuse me. So obviously this is basically about parenting, but I feel like more than that, what it's saying is try to be patient, especially those Taurus who have children. If you don't have children, obviously this isn't going to be your reading, but it's very clear that for those who are watching this who are Taurus and they have children, you're being asked to be very patient. And to listen more than you speak. Listen to what it is that your kids have to say to you. Or if you're the kid and you need to talk to your parent, the same thing would go for you as well. You can't have a real healing conversation if both parties are not willing to listen and compromise. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get some. We do have green on the bottom of the deck, which says to revitalize your nervous system. I feel like what that's saying is maybe like if you need to get some space from the situation, do it. Don't feel bad about it, right? Because that's how you can sort of reboot and calm down, or keep yourself patient. Interesting that I say that. So the song wasn't catching my attention at all. It's Take It All by Pop Evil until one particular part comes through where it says, oh God, now I can't remember what it was saying. Hold on, let me see if I can open it and look at the lyrics. Oh, I hope the lyrics are on here. Okay. It says, hey, what are you trying to say? I told you I'm not going to back away because this time there's a price to pay. That's what it was saying directly after I was saying, if you need to take yourself away from the situation because you need to keep your patience. That was sort of, it just came in like boom right then, and it just hit me in such a way that I felt like I needed to say it. So you may want to look the song up and look at the entire lyrics, or you may not. That may be the only part that resonates for your situation. Now we have Hyde, Juice World. I almost forgot what I was doing for a second. I thought I was at the romantic pick a cards, so that could be, though, because of this song. But I want to get the details of what's going on here first. Interesting, the Two of Cups is coming out now. Now we have Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups is like the wish card. It's one of the most positive cards. Oh, interesting. You know, I gotta be honest. With this, it's this card right here. As you can see, she's running away, right? She's running away, and she's carrying these swords with her. So the story behind the Seven of Swords, if you look at the Rider-Waite deck, you see a soldier sneaking into the enemy camp and stealing the swords because he's trying to he's trying to help his side. He wants to gain victory, so that he comes in and he's doing this under cover of darkness. So there's some deception, there's some theft, there's some sabotage attached to this card. One of the other messages of this card, though, it can, especially, and this is kind of how I'm picking it up right here because of the way that she's running, right? She's running this way, and she's wearing what looks like an evening gown or something. So it kind of feels like one person is running away. And maybe this is, maybe you have a child who's dating. Maybe they're not a child. Maybe they're an adult child, right? It's your child, but they're an adult and they're either dating or married or something, and there's something happening in their relationship that might be causing you to need to be patient. That's just the way I'm reading it here. Especially with this enjoy clear hearing, it's saying like you really need to be not just patient, but you need to be nurturing, I think. Especially here with this Knight of Pentacles, where it says enjoy clear hearing. The Knight of Pentacles, he's the slowest knight that you'll get in a tarot deck. And the reason for that is because he takes his time. He's taking his time purposely so that he can, kind of stop and smell the roses, but really what he's doing is paying attention to the details. So to have this card come on top of the card that says enjoy clear hearing, it's telling you pay attention to what's being said to you. It's very important to pay attention to the details of what's being said to you. And I feel like it's because like literally, you know, you want a new start. I think not just to, I think this new, really this energy right here is you want a new start for your child, but or whoever this person is that you need to be compassionate with. Like if you don't have any children, but maybe you have a friend who's coming in and they've got some situation where they're in a breakup, right? You need to really listen and be compassionate, because I think ultimately you want the same things that they want, which is a new happy beginning, right? A fresh start, the 10 of Cups, right? You want them to have that. But with this Two of Wands here, there's a decision that needs to be made, and it's probably a decision for a new start. And I feel like you're going to have to stay out of it too. This card here, because it's a major arcana, this is the card of Aries, but it doesn't have to be Aries that you're dealing with. We have a lot of water here, so, you know, it could be a water sign. And I'm not even sure, you know, typically I don't even really look at the signs unless it comes out in the charms. But yeah, I just feel like maybe there was somebody out there who was asking about like what are the signs or something, or looking for a little confirmation that way. All right, and then we have the song too. Look at Blurry, Puddle of Mud. And it's saying, can you take it all away? Can you take it all away when you shoved it in my face? This pain you give to me. And that kind of corresponds to what's left on the bottom of the deck here, which is this, you know, sadness and regret. Okay, so let's do the romance portion just to see. And again, this could, if this is not your child, I feel like for Taurus, like you need to be compassionate, not passionate, but compassionate, empathetic, and really pay attention and listen to somebody who's going through this. Unless it's Taurus themselves who's going through it, but that's not how I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it like you're going to need to be the shoulder for the person going through this. More than likely, it's probably a family member, like a child. But for those Taurus who are interested in romantic energies, now this can be like maybe you want to know about your own romantic energies here, or maybe you want to ask about this particular situation. You know, I'm leaving that totally up to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose 3 piles, or 3 of these cards with a tarot card on top to give extra detail. And, you know, each group, if you choose group 1, that's going to be, you know, an extra special message for you about either your romantic relationship or the person that you're talking to, their romantic relationship. Same thing would hold true for group 2 or group 3. Man, for the last 3 readings, each time that I cut it, as soon as I cut it, I'm just like, you know, that's the card right there on top. So that's what we're going to go with. Group 1, group 2, group 3. You probably want to make your choice now, because as soon as I get the tarot cards on top, I'm going to start reading it. I love this song. I'm going to say it because it caught my attention, but I don't know if it caught my attention because I love it or not. So it's Counting Stars, One Republic. If it resonates for you, good. If not, don't worry about it. I don't know if I already cut that. All right, if you chose group 1, we have the High Priestess with the battle, very watery Cancer card. So basically, this is telling me that you kind of already intuitively know what to do. Like, excuse me, coughing. Like, you know that this is your situation here, right? Like there's this turmoil, there's this opposition, there's this, like you've known it for a while, you kind of intuitively knew what was going to happen. And I'm sorry to pause for a second. It's just that the wolf is crying. I've never noticed that before. And the sword is going through the wolf's eye. So typically, only because of the animals that they are, like the wolf would kind of be like Cancerian energy because wolves live in packs. They're very family-oriented animals. So it could be that maybe you're dealing with, and we did see a lot of watery energy here in the reading already. So it could be that you're dealing with a Cancer or somebody who has water heavy in their chart. And that person could be, especially with the High Priestess here, because the High Priestess can be the card of like Pisces. But also, you know, the moon can rule this card, and the moon rules Cancer in an astrology chart. So, you know, there's really heavy water coming through with this first group. And I think whoever the person is that has that heavy water in their chart, they are very hurt. And I think the other person like intuitively knows what to do. Or maybe this is the person that intuitively knows what to do. There's a lot of pain here, though. All right, so let's go on to group 2. Oh, now we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles. So this is literal advice saying you need to give more of yourself, be more generous. You know, there needs to be equality and reciprocity. Could even be that there, like, if there is, like, and the only reason that I say that is because just as I turn this over is the part of this particular song where they're saying, take that money, watch it burn. Yeah, so, and the pentacles can represent money. So maybe there's money attached to this situation where if one person owes the other person money or something like that, like there needs to be some sort of equality, reciprocity. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. There's, you know, generosity here. Someone needs to give someone something. Something material that you can hold in your hand. Something needs to be given to the other person. All right, group 3. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Wands with the Three of Swords. It's literally saying like you need to let go of your pain, like recognize it. It's good and healthy to recognize your pain. It's not good and healthy to sit in it. The Three of Swords can typically talk about healing the pain. This particular Three of Swords, the heart, there's all of these flowers growing. So although the swords look like they're piercing the heart, they're not. They're actually sitting behind that heart. And there are now flowers growing around it. So this is the healing over the pain. So you're recognizing it, but you're no longer sitting there. Or if you haven't gotten to this stage yet, that's the advice, is to recognize it, but don't allow yourself to sit there. You have to allow yourself to heal from this pain. And that's going to take time, I think. But I do think that it will happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to some charms. All right, so we have a couple of letters. All right, so when the letters come out, that typically means that there is a person, place, or thing attached to whichever area they fall into. And so they've fallen into the solar plexus and sacral chakra areas here. So solar plexus tells me there's something that you need to do regarding a person, place, or thing with the initial L. And sitting over the sacral and solar plexus chakra tells me there's something creative and emotional that you need to do regarding a person, place, or thing with the initial T. Now, in terms of, like, everything kind of came over here in this section where it's saying you need to take action. There's definitely action that needs to be taken. Now, what kind of action? Well, immediately right here with the footprints, that gives me a huge clue, but we already saw that in the cards where it was saying you really need to pay attention and listen and hear what that other person is saying when they come to you for comfort, because that's what the footprint says to me. It reminds me of the poem where, you know, there's only one set of footprints, and the man says to Jesus, you know, why is there only one set of footprints? And he says, because that's when I carried you. So in other words, you know intuitively that you need to support this person, right? So that's part of your advice. But you also have the horse rune, and you have the horse rune, and the interesting thing is that it didn't come out in the reverse and it didn't come out in the upright. I feel like you kind of intuitively know that you may not be able to rely on this person, or that, well, actually the horse rune, it's also the rune of marriage and partnerships too, but it is about loyalty. So like, there's sort of some uncertainty as to like the loyalty, whether it's the loyalty in a partnership, in a marriage, but we kind of already saw that anyway. That's the reason that you need to support them. But it's not saying for certain that there's been, like, you kind of intuitively know that there's some uncertainty about it, but you can't prove it, basically, is what's coming through with that. And then this particular this rune here is Jera, or the harvest rune. And so it's talking about like hard work, like especially when it comes out over the solar plexus chakra, it's saying there's some hard work that needs to be put in. We do have the money rune, or the rune of wealth, that came out in the reverse over the throat chakra. So I think, and over here too as well, with the $10 bill that came out upside down over the root chakra. I think this is like a clear warning of you may hear of, or you may learn of, some expense or bill coming up, right? Or like you may have to, I feel like money might be tight, is what it's saying with this combination here. You know, if there's a bill that comes in, it's not going to be a huge bill, but it might bite, because that is a $10 bill, right? Like $10, every time you spend $10, that can add up pretty quickly. And then we have this tiny little piece of opalite that came out right here with the solar plexus and root chakra. So opalite is actually a piece of glass, and so it's a man-made stone or a man-made crystal, but it glows kind of like like an iridescent sort of rainbow color because of the way that they create it, right? And so to have that fall on top of the solar plexus and root chakra, it's saying, especially with this Jera coming out as well, it's saying that you can make the best of this situation. Like you can create it, you can make something beautiful out of this situation. You just have to put in the work and be willing to sacrifice a little bit here with these 2 runes. Or be willing to cut back on your finances, definitely. And then having the heart come out over the heart chakra, it's a little bit on the throat chakra as well, but that's just kind of saying like do things, as long as you're doing whatever you're doing with love, or try to keep love at the forefront of whatever you're doing, I feel is the message here. Okay, so I hope that resonates. If it does not, please stick around. There may be another reading for you here on the channel that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the notification bell, anything you can to help me get my channel out there as I'm new here, and I thank you for watching.